If you search Iliad review on Google, you will get some reviews about a poem. And if you even read those reviews, you will see that the reviewers are actually, well, in a hefty disagreement with each other. But I'm not going to talk about that poem, and that's not what you are actually looking for. No, we're talking about Iliad, the mobile operator in Italy, which is currently the smallest mobile operator if we exclude all the MVNOs or mobile virtual network operator. But Iliad is very well known, even though it's not active in many other countries or not active at all with the current name Iliad. It has still shaken up the Italian mobile operator market in such a way that Italy is now the cheapest European country for mobile data. Yes, Italy, the cheapest for mobile data, and actually the fourth cheapest in the world. So who is this notorious mobile operator? Well, I will tell you all about them and introduce them to you in this Iliad Explode video. Let's get started. Hi! It's Adu from Phone Tourist here, where we talk about everything related to traveling with your phone, such as this Explode video about Iliad in Italy. If videos like this sound interesting to you, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Before we even talk a little bit more about Iliad, even though I did it in the introduction, we first need to know a little bit more about the telecom market here in Italy. In Italy, you have 4 or actually 5 mobile operators. We have Wind3, which were formerly Wind Italy, and Tre Italy, if I say it correctly, but that sounded very Danish to me. Then you have TIM Italy for Telecom Italia, Vodafone Italy, Iliad, and you also have Fastweb, which used to be an MVNO and actually has become a mobile operator once they bought out another mobile operator, which was Tiscali, and they have a 5G network for now. But basically, you have 4 big ones, and we're gonna talk about the smallest one, Iliad. And yes, you also have many MVNOs. I will talk about them a little bit later because many of them were started by the big 3. So there will be TIM, Wind3 and Vodafone in response to Iliad. Okay, as I said, Iliad is the smallest mobile operator, and that's because they entered the telecom market in 2017 or 18. So they are not even 5 years old, but they've shaken up the market. And how did they do so? By introducing extremely low mobile data rates with plans for as much as 10 euros, which will be $11 or something like that, with 120 gigabytes of data. Yes, gigabyte, not megabyte, no, 120 gigabytes of data for 10 euro. There's no American or Canadian mobile operator offering you so much data for such little money. And as a response, mobile data rates went down by a lot in Italy, so much so that all the big 3 operators started MVNOs or mobile virtual network operators, budget brands, in order to compete with Iliad, but they also had to lower the prices for their own plans. And examples of these MVNOs are Very Mobile by Wind3, Kenna Mobile by TIM Italy, and Home Mobile by Vodafone Italy. So now you know about the scene. Now let's just focus on Iliad itself. So how much do Iliad SIM cards cost? Well, you can get a SIM card for 10 euro or 9.99 €. Yes, that's just 10 euro in SIM boxes or Iliad stores. And the thing with Iliad is that the footprint is not as large or present as the other mobile operators. So it can be a challenge to find a SIM box, which is how they refer to Iliad stores, compared to a TIM store. So where to get yourself a SIM card? Like I said, you have to go to Iliad store /SIM box, and in Italy, in most cases, you have to go to the official stores of the mobile operators in order to get yourself a SIM card because of SIM card registration requirements, which also applies in Italy. So just go to a SIM box to get yourself an Iliad SIM card. And especially if you're in the big cities, it shouldn't be a big problem to find them. If you go to, like, let's say remote village 261, you might have to go to a bigger city in order to get yourself an Iliad SIM card. Okay, how do you top up and check your balance? Well, you actually have to do it on the Iliad website because they do not have an app yet. I say yet because, well, I'm not even sure if they are planning on building an app anytime soon, but from the looks of it, not yet. And the thing you have to be aware is that the website is, of course, in Italian only. But if you use Google Chrome and just use the translate to English or whatever language you use, you can still navigate the website. But yeah, it is in Italian. But before we talk about the plans, which is, well, only 3, so you go to that very quickly, you need to be aware that if you get yourself an Iliad SIM card for 10 euro, you won't just get the SIM card. They will require you to buy a plan as well, which will be up to 10 euros. And the thing is, unless you speak Italian or you tell the salesperson that you don't want to let your plan auto-renew, your plan will auto-renew, which you can disable on the Iliad website on My Account. I will show you the steps on how to do so on the screen right now, because I was charged without actually knowing, and I didn't want to use my Iliad SIM card anymore because right now I'm in Australia. So be aware of that, and you will also get a receipt that looks like this. When you get yourself an Iliad SIM card, don't throw it away, but if you accidentally throw it away, worry not, you will also get the information or the details on your email. So do not delete the email and do not get rid of the receipt, because it will be a pain to cancel your Iliad contract, because they actually want you to fax something to a fax number in order to cancel it, or call the customer service number where they only speak to you in Italian. So remember, don't throw the receipt away or don't delete the email, and follow the steps that show you again on the screen in order to cancel auto-renewal. Okay, let's talk about the plans. I already told you earlier that there are 3 plans. When I said 3 plans, I'm not talking about 3 types of plans or data future plan. No, literally 3 plans, meaning that you don't really have that much choice. But as already hinted earlier, for 10 euros, you can get 120 gigabytes of data. Okay, I've spoken enough. Let me show you the plans Iliad has to offer. Alright, as I mentioned, you have 3 different plans. You have Force, probably meaning voice, Giga 80 and Giga 120 with 40 megabytes of data, 80 gigabytes of data and 120 gigabytes of data. If you go for the 10 euro plan or the 120 giga plan or Giga 120, you also get 5G NRSs, which is cool, which I used as well when I was in Italy back in March 2022, which you can also watch my review on here or on there. I forgot where the I is, but you can also check it out there. Then you have your EU/EEA allowance. What is that? EU stands for European Union and EEA stands for European Economic Area. That's just that, let's say if you go from Italy to Malta or Greece or whatever EU country, you can use this data allowance to roam for free. And yes, you can roam for free with many EU mobile operators in other EU countries as mandated by law. Then you have your call and SMS allowance. It says unlimited, and if you read the footnote, that's only if you're in another EU country or EEA country and come back to Italy or within the country or to other European Union countries. So not from Italy to another country, because that will be considered as an international call, and then you will be charged international rates, which are, I don't know how high, but usually it's high, so be aware of that. And all the plans are valid for 1 month, which means 1 calendar month with Iliad, which so that could be 28 days, 30 or 31 days, or 29 if it's a leap year. So that's basically all you need to know about Iliad. Very straightforward. They're still the smallest, but they actually have an impressive footprint. Their 5G network is extensive as well. But one thing you need to be aware of, that compared to the big 3, so there will be TIM, Win3 and Vodafone, Iliad's coverage is not as extensive as them, because, well, they had many more years to build up their coverage. But if you stay in the bigger cities or bigger villages, you should have coverage with Iliad. But let's say if you go to remote town 261, as I mentioned, you might have no coverage at all or have to deal with extremely slow speeds. And I also wrote a review about Iliad, which you can read at ptw.link/Iliad-review or on the I somewhere on the screen. If the video is not there yet, go to the link as shown down here, and if you can see the eye already, then watch the video there. And I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised with Iliad, especially because they are so cheap. But before you get somewhat suckered into going with the MVNOs here in Italy, I would actually discourage you from going so there will be like a Home Mobile, Ferry Mobile, and the other one Kino Mobile, and let's say like a mobile, because they throttle your speeds and you'll be considered as a second tier customer, meaning that you won't have a priority on the network, meaning that, well, speeds will be slower all the time. Ignore the MVNOs, go with Iliad. But honestly, the other mobile operators are not so expensive compared to Iliad anymore, because they dropped the prices, but they can be expensive, especially with the activation fees. What are those activation fees? Well, you have to find out in the explored videos, or if you go to my written guide, ptw.link/Italy-guide, you can learn all about them. So that's it for today. If you liked the video, press like. If you didn't like it, dislike. Are you gonna go with Iliad? Are you already an Iliad customer? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.